ついに始まりました。僕はこれです。もう一つチュワッと誰か抜いてく。おい小さいなんでもするからおつけろ。はよ助け舟求めてけど人影たゆ。それにこの集大さらす心の準備が管理されてるはずかしが穴があったら入りてだがついにトライしぜこのチャンス今こそ伝えるべし。じゃがこのしょってからちはせはかしごぶりかさんだおったおせおけおって
ダメです
はおったおせおけおって
ダメです。
もうこっち一体抜けんのじゃ。もっとみっと早くついてでもともう一つチュワッポ誰か抜いてく。おいも小さいなんでもするからおつけろ。お腹満たしたいで
ダメです。
お風呂入りたいで
ダメです。
お花摘みたいで私の人生も
ダメです。
皆さん今までありがとうございました。おにぎりせはかしごぶりかさんだおったおせおけおって
ダメです。
はおったおせおけおって
ダメです。
もうこっち一体抜けんのじゃ。もっとみっと早くついてでもともう一つチュワッポ誰か抜いてく。おいも小さいなんでもするからおつけろ。誰か抜いてくれ。
You slide out of your mother and fall straight onto the ground, somewhere in eastern Australia. You're blind and can't see anything around you, but your front limbs are already strong enough to grip. You reach up and grab onto your mother's fur, digging your tiny claws into the thick coat. Then you start climbing, pulling yourself upward one grip at a time while your back legs drag uselessly behind you. You need to reach the pouch, or you won't survive out here. Halfway up your mother's belly, something else moves beside you. It's another Joey, your sibling, climbing the same path. Your sibling reaches the pouch edge first and disappears inside. You grip the rim a moment later and haul yourself over, tumbling into the warm space. Inside, there are two teats hanging down. Your sibling has already latched onto one, so you lunge for the other and clamp your mouth around it. The moment you do, the teat swells inside your mouth, locking you in place so you can't let go even if you wanted to. You stay like this for weeks, feeding continuously while your body grows. Your eyes develop and your fur starts coming in, soft and gray. The pouch gets tighter as both you and your sibling get bigger, and soon there's barely enough room for one of you, let alone two. One day, your mother tilts her body forward and you tumble out onto the grass. The light outside is blinding and your legs still don't work properly, but you need to figure out how to stand. You push up with your front limbs and your back legs buckle immediately, dropping you back down. You try again, balancing on your tail this time, and manage to stay upright for a few seconds before tipping over sideways. But that's enough for now. Skip forward a bit, and you're 4 months old now. Your fur has grown in thick and your eyes work properly, so you can see everything around you. The pouch is cramped with both you and your sibling pressed together inside, so your mother tilts her body forward and you both tumble out onto the grass. You land awkwardly and your legs buckle under you, making you collapse onto your side. You try to push yourself up, but your legs still don't coordinate properly, so you fall again. Your sibling stands up faster than you and starts nibbling at the grass nearby. You watch them for a moment, then roll onto your stomach and push up with your front legs, using your tail as a third support point. This time, you manage to stay upright and take a few shaky hops forward before losing balance and tipping sideways into the dirt. While you're trying to stand again, a large shadow passes overhead. You look up and see a wedge-tailed eagle circling above the grass with its wings spread wide. Then your mother starts thumping the ground hard with her back feet, making a loud drumming sound that vibrates through the soil. You don't know what it means, but your body reacts instantly and you scramble back toward her, dragging yourself through the grass as fast as you can move. Your mother lowers her body and you climb up her side, pulling yourself toward the pouch opening. But your sibling is faster and squeezes inside first, so you have to push in behind them and wedge yourself into the remaining space. The eagle drops lower, angling its wings and diving toward where you were just standing. But your mother stands tall and turns to face it directly, so the eagle pulls up at the last second and glides away over the trees. You'll spend more time outside the pouch from now on, learning how your legs work and how to graze. But there are predators out here, and next time you might not make it back inside. You're 7 months old now, and the pouch is getting too small for both you and your sibling. You've been grazing outside with your mother for most of the day, but now you're tired and want to rest, so you hop back toward her and start climbing up her side. Your sibling has the same idea and scrambles up from the other direction, reaching the pouch, opening at the same time as you. You shove your head inside first and pull yourself through, but your sibling pushes in right behind you with their feet kicking at your back. There's barely enough room for one of you anymore, let alone both, so you twist around and shove back with your hind legs trying to force them out. But they don't let go and keep squeezing in beside you, pressing against your ribs and making it hard to move. Your mother starts shaking her body, bouncing up and down trying to dislodge one of you. You grip the inside of the pouch tighter and hold your position, refusing to let go. Your sibling does the same, wedging themselves in deeper. Then your mother reaches into the pouch with her paw, grabs your sibling by the scruff, and pulls them out forcefully. Your sibling squeals and tries to climb back in, but your mother hops away before they can reach her, leaving them standing alone in the grass. You stay curled up inside the pouch, safe and protected while your mother continues moving. A few hours later, she returns to where your sibling was waiting and lets them climb back onto her belly. But when they try to get into the pouch, you're still inside taking up all the space. This time, your mother reaches in and pulls you out instead, gripping your body and dragging you into the open. You try to scramble back up, but she blocks you with her front paw and hops away again, leaving you behind. The pouch isn't yours anymore, and from now on you'll have to survive on your own. Skip forward, and you're 1 year old now. You're grazing with your mother and several other kangaroos spread across the grass, all eating in the same area. You find a thick patch of green shoots and lower your head to bite them, but then a younger male hops toward you and starts eating from the same spot. You need to defend your food, so you stop chewing and stand upright on your tail, balancing with your body stretched tall. He sees you rise and does the same, facing you directly. You both lean back and kick forward at the same time with your back legs extended. His claws scrape across your chest, leaving shallow cuts, but your kick misses entirely and hits nothing. You both drop back down onto all fours and circle each other slowly, watching for the next opening. Then you rise again, and this time you kick first, landing a solid hit on his shoulder that knocks him backward. He stumbles and drops down, then hops away to graze somewhere else without trying again. You lower yourself back to the grass and continue eating where you were, claiming the patch as yours. But then, the whole mob suddenly scatters in different directions, running away from something you can't see yet. You don't know what scared them, but your body reacts instantly and you start running too, following the path your mother takes. A dingo bursts out from the bushes behind you, chasing a smaller joey that's slower than the rest. You veer away from the chase and keep hopping until you're far enough away that the dingo isn't following you anymore. After a while, the mob stops running and regroups in a clearing. You look around and count fewer kangaroos than before. The joey that was being chased isn't here anymore. Then the mob starts grazing again like nothing happened, and you do the same. You've learned how to defend your space and win your first fight. But there are bigger males out here, and they won't back down as easily as that young one did. You're 2 years old now, and you've been hopping with the mob for days searching for water. The grass has turned brown and most of the plants are dead, so you keep moving until you find something to drink. Then you spot a shallow waterhole ahead, with only a small puddle left at the bottom. Several kangaroos are already there drinking, including a large adult male with thick shoulders and scars across his chest. You need water badly, so you hop toward the edge and lower your head to drink. But the large male sees you and immediately stands upright on his tail, rising to his full height. You know he's much bigger than you and could win any fight, so you back away without challenging him. He drops back down and returns to drinking while you watch from a distance. You circle around to the opposite side of the waterhole, trying to find another spot to drink from. He lifts his head and watches you move, but this time he doesn't come after you, so you lower your head quickly and start drinking, keeping your eyes on him the whole time. A younger female hops up beside you and drinks too, and the male doesn't challenge either of you. You finish drinking as fast as you can, then hop away before he changes his mind. Later, you find a group of trees with some shade underneath and you need to cool down, so you start digging into the soil with your claws. The dirt on the surface is hot, but underneath it's cooler and softer. You scrape away enough to make a shallow hole, then lie down inside it and press your body against the cooler earth. You stay there for a while, resting and waiting for the temperature to drop. The large male at the waterhole controls who drinks and when, but that won't last forever. Eventually, you'll grow bigger and stronger, and when that happens, you'll be the one deciding who gets to stay and who has to leave. Skip forward a bit, and you're 3 years old now. You've grown taller and your chest is broader with thick muscles across your shoulders. You're grazing near the edge of the mob when you spot a female eating alone by a patch of grass. You want to mate with her, so you hop toward her slowly and stop a few body lengths away. She looks at you but doesn't move, so you start grazing beside her like you're not interested in anything except the food. After a while, you reach out with your paw and touch her tail gently. She doesn't hop away or react, so you move closer and keep grazing. Then suddenly, a larger male charges toward you from across the clearing. He's massive with scars covering his chest and arms that are thicker than yours. He wants the female too, and he's not going to let you stay near her. He rises onto his tail and you do the same, facing him directly. He lunges forward and grabs your shoulders with his paws, digging his claws into your skin. You try to push him back, but he's heavier than you and pulls you forward instead, then kicks up with both back legs. His claws rake down your stomach, cutting through your fur and leaving deep scratches that start bleeding immediately. You break free and kick back, catching him in the ribs, but he barely reacts and grabs you again with his arms locked around your neck. He pulls you off balance and throws you sideways into the dirt. You hit the ground hard and roll once, trying to get back up, but he's already standing over you with his body blocking your path, waiting to see if you'll try again. You stay down and don't get up. The fight is over and you lost. He turns back toward the female and she hops away with him, following behind while you lie there catching your breath. After a moment, you stand slowly and hop in the opposite direction, leaving them both behind. You're strong, but some males are stronger. You're 5 years old now, and you're one of the largest males in the mob. You're grazing in a spot with thick green grass when another large male starts hopping toward you. You've fought him before and lost, but you're bigger now, and you're not giving up your food, so you stand upright on your tail before he even gets close. He sees you rise and does the same. Then you both start closing the distance between you. You reach him first and grab his shoulders with your paws, locking your arms around his neck and pulling him toward you. He tries to kick with his back legs, but you lean to the side and his claws miss your body completely. Then you lean back on your tail and drive both feet into his chest with all your weight behind the strike. The impact sends him stumbling backward, and he loses his balance trying to stay upright. He recovers and lunges at you again, catching your arm with his claws and tearing through the skin. You twist away and throw him off, then kick again before he can grab you. This time your claws hit him square in the ribs and he falls completely, landing hard on his side. You stand over him with your body blocking his path, waiting to see if he'll get back up and keep fighting. But he doesn't. He rolls over slowly, gets to his feet, and hops away without looking back at you. Several females were watching from nearby, and now one of them starts hopping toward you. You don't chase her or make any sudden moves, you just go back to grazing where you were. She stops a few body lengths away and starts eating beside you, staying close. The mob has seen you win, and now they know your strength. Other males will think twice before challenging you, and the females will stay near you instead of avoiding you. Skip forward, and you're 7 years old now. You're grazing alone in a patch of tall grass, separated from the mob by a few body lengths. The grass here is thicker and greener than usual, so you lower your head and start eating, biting off the fresh shoots one by one. Then something moves beneath your front foot. You feel pressure against your leg and sharp pain shoots through it as fangs sink into your skin. You jump backward instinctively and see an eastern brown snake uncoiling from the grass where you were just standing. The snake slides back into the thick grass and disappears, leaving you standing a few hops away. You look down at your leg and see 2 small puncture marks where the fangs went in. You shake your leg trying to get rid of the pain, but it doesn't help, so you start hopping back toward the mob slowly, moving one leg at a time. But after a few hops, your bitten leg starts feeling heavier and drags slightly when you try to lift it. You stop moving and lower yourself onto the ground, lying on your side in the grass. Your breathing becomes harder, and you can't pull in as much air as you need. Other kangaroos hop past you continuing to graze, but they don't stop or look at you. You try to stand up again, pushing with your front legs, but your body won't respond properly and your legs collapse under you. You fall back onto your side with your body sprawled across the grass. Your chest rises once, then twice, then stops completely. The mob keeps moving further away until they disappear over the ridge, leaving you behind. A crow lands a few hops away and tilts its head, watching you lie still in the tall grass where you fell.
Thanks Freebird for sponsoring this video.
Michelin star.
You didn't see that, Bobtron. And that's how I get followers. They're like, oh shit, this guy plays Crush Crush. You know, I don't know. Bobtron, I've never had a group of more than 2 people. Yeah, apparently I need to be the leader.
As a famous condom supplier, I have a crazy condom factory. So many condoms are made and shipped here every day. When these condoms are finished with lubricant, they also need to be tested for quality. The perfect condom that passes the various tests will be packaged and then packaged for sale. So many production lines can produce countless condoms for me and sell them all over the world.
Yeah. I kept hitting the wrong button over and over again.
As a famous condom supplier, I have a crazy condom factory. So many condoms are made and shipped here every day. These condoms are finished with lubricant. They also need to be tested for quality. Perfect condoms are packaged in various tests and then packaged for sale. So
Yeah, now we wait.
Extraction begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rotak match me. Push that cart. No, you stupid poor people.
This is the wrong way.
He has received additional time.
Yes, that's it. Push!
Mission
have what
begins in
you're
60
called.
seconds.
And where do you intend to get all this gravel in hell, brother? While I'm on board, which is virtually made of gravel. The devil! I plan to trade him all your gravel for it. Don't you dare, Plutarch.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Well, don't that beat up? Deploy a teleporter here. Nope. Come here. Need a teleporter here.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Hey, Knucklehead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, you stupid poor people. Damn you, Plutarch!
Bomb is nearly a checkpoint.
The gargoyle is gone! Deploy a teleporter here. They're beating us. Deploy a teleporter here.
Teleporter going up.
Deploy a teleporter here.
Somebody's got to take that.
Competition begins in 30 seconds. Competition begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 60 seconds.
My brother to hell. Amen. Lord, wait. Whatever he's praying to you for, I'll double it. No! We can pray, brother.
Dispenser going up. Sentry, pow!
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Teleporter coming right up.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Match me. Push that car. No, you stupid poor people.
Sentry down! Sentry down!
Has received additional.
Yeah, requeue.
That's it. Push! Damn you, Plutarch!
Building the sentry. Appreciate it, Doc. Spies snapping my sentry.
Payload is nearing a checkpoint.
Dispenser down! Sentry going up!
Redmond, it's Bluetooth! This is a knock-knock joke! Open this door at once!
Mission begins in 60
Redmond,
seconds.
I assure you I'll make it work! Knock, knock! Who is it? It's your brother, Bluetooth! Now for God's sake, let me in! Someone's trying to send me to hell! I'm trying to send you to hell! Good Lord! That changes everything!
Michelin-star restaurant, there is a huge difference between 1 star, 2 star, and 3 stars. The first star is because your food is delicious. It's all about the taste. Second star, things start getting a little bit weird because it's all about the service and no longer just the food. Third star is the food, the service, and your overall experience. And they charge you like they mean it. They're also using some insane techniques that I don't know if it's really worth your money. I'm gonna be trying a few of them today to see if it justifies the ridiculous cost that they're charging us.
We start off with this, a Japanese Wagyu A5 steak. As you can clearly see, it's fat with a little bit of meat. Now we don't need much. When you eat in a Michelin star restaurant, they don't give you a lot of food. You already know this. So we gotta portion size everything properly. However, there's one step we must take. In order to cut it like a Michelin star chef, we must flash freeze it. For that, I got myself some dry ice. Then I immediately laid the steak down. It doesn't take long and it will freeze the surface. Now why would you do this? For one specific reason. If your meat is extremely cold, it will be easier to cut straight. However, we don't want it frozen. So using the dry ice to get the job done makes sense. In no time at all, the crust got completely frozen. And check out as soon as I started slicing it. It is perfect. This technique is mainly used in Japan, and I'll be honest with you, it works like a charm. These cuts are so perfect that it seems like it was done by a machine. Next, to cook the beef, you need something exotic. This is a Himalayan salt block. You can literally buy it anywhere nowadays. The key is to get it super hot, but you gotta do it nice and slow, if not it will explode on you. Once it's heated up, check it out. The color completely changes. This thing is hot. And sear it on the salt block. Now since it's extremely hot, it takes no time at all. And remember one thing, since this is a very high-grade Japanese Wagyu beef, you don't want to overcook it. Most importantly, since you are using a salt water, there's no need for seasoning. It should be salty already once it's done. After putting it on the cracker, add some caviar around the top. And to finish it, some yuzu balls, which is basically a citrus fruit that will bring acidity to fight the fattiness of the Wagyu. You finish it off with some spring onions. Now this is Michelin star style Wagyu steak. Going through all of this work, will it make the steak taste better?
Now here we have two versions. We have one with caviar and the other one without caviar. Now you can try with the cracker or without the cracker, it's up to you, okay? There's nothing you can do.
Google, let's just forget the cracker. Let's just go for the steak alone.
Fair enough. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Oh man, that is too salty.
Salty.
With the caviar, that is ridiculously. I don't even say steak, bro. That's nasty.
I'm having a good experience.
Yeah, I have to cook it. The way you cooked it on the salt block, I think it was the perfect way to cook it so you get the full experience of the Wagyu. You get to really enjoy the taste and the texture of it. So this being my first time, I don't think I've ever had a chicken so tender, so flavorful. I'm at a loss. It's actually fabulous.
Throughout this entire video, we're going to be rating the techniques from 1 to 10. I'm going to give my rating based on the amount of work I did, and you guys are going to be basing on how you like it. What's your rating?
2 out of 10.
Wow! Damn, you are harsh.
Not a fan.
You?
8 out of 10.
You know what? I'm also going to give it an 8 out of 10. Would I recommend you buy an entire salt block just to do this? Absolutely not, everybody. Save your money with the salt block and buy more steaks.
This next steak takes herb to a whole nother level. I was shocked when I saw this with my own eyes. Let me show you. You can literally choose any herbs you like, but these are the most popular ones. It's rosemary, thyme, and parsley. Now the first thing we need to do is dehydrate them instantly. And here's how. Chop them nice and small. If not, it's not going to work. Once that's done, put it in a safe container. We're going to throw them in Chef Mike. Yes, microwaving them will instantly dry everything out. And it doesn't take long. 60 seconds is good enough. Now we need to pulverize the whole thing. A coffee grinder will do the job quickly. In the end, we're left with this. Fresh herbs that is going to take your steak to another level. Now here's how we put everything together. First, melt some butter. You gotta use expensive butter, like European style. Then throw your herbs mix in there. Mix it really, really good. Once it's fully combined, throw in some garlic and let that infuse the flavor. Next, go ahead and remove all of the garlic and you should be left with this. The green gold liquid of Michelin star chefs. Now get yourself a mold, fill it up with the mix you just made, and next, put a smoky flame. For that, I'll be using a smoke knife. It takes no time at all. The longer you do it, the smokier the flavor will be. As once that's done, into the refrigerator it goes to solidify. Now you can go ahead and get started on your steak. You can treat it however you like. If you want to cook it in the pan, it's fine, it does not matter. But you already know my preferred way of cooking steak. That would be with charcoal. And if a Michelin star chef is not using that, his stars are thick. There's nothing that will beat fire beef and smoked here. It's just incredible. Because once that's done, check out what happened with the butter. It went through an extreme process. Was all of the work worth it? You can literally use this in any steak. And I'm wondering if this will make my steak better or if Michelin star food is just a fad.
Cheers.
I'm gonna be honest, guys, that might be the most flavorful butter we've tried. Smoky, salty, rich, delicious. It's got crunch to it as well. That's really good. You can really taste the smokiness that you added to the butter, the herbs and garlic mixed in. This is really good.
Even though the steak is pretty regular, but by adding that kind of compound butter, you feel everything. What's your rating on this one, sir?
8 out of 10. 7.5.
I love having these two next to me because they didn't do any of the work, but the amount of work this is, I'm giving it a 6 because it is better, but it didn't improve it so much that the work is so worth it. But obviously, it is a better steak.
Next up, we're about to bring some madness technique to the test. As you can clearly see, it's that type of steak you don't see every day. Let me show you how it's made. You gotta start with a good quality steak. This is an Australian Wagyu Medium 7 Get it nicely seasoned and cook it sous vide. Believe it or not, most Michelin-style restaurants you go to, they use this technique. It's consistent, it gets you perfect results every time. No wonder why I have an entire channel dedicated to this method. I love it. As that's going, get yourself these ingredients. This is cuchpado, garlic, and Sichuan peppercorn. The flavor profile combination of these ingredients will create something extremely unique. And here's how. You first heat up a neutral oil. Avocado will work. Heat that up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now throw all of those ingredients together into a pan. Then immediately go in with the oil. This takes no time at all, and it is the same exact process of creating chili oil. However, this one will literally paralyze your mouth for a little bit as you're eating it. And that's all because of the Sichuan peppercorn. Once that's done, strain the whole thing. We only want the oil and nothing else. By this time, the sous vide steak was perfectly cooked. You want to go ahead and take it out of the bag, pat it dry really good, and heat up that oil you just made. Get it nice and hot. We are literally frying the steak with it, getting not only a perfect crust, but also clean. It takes time, and the more you do it, the better the crust gets. You are left with an incredible flavorful steak that can also give you your tingly sensation. To finish it up, heat up some sugar in the pan. Do it nice and slow. As soon as it gets cold, put it on aluminum foil or parchment paper, because as soon as it cools down, you'll make it that together with your steak. And the plating is as fancy as it gets. You start with the steak, get yourself some mashed potato. Remember the solid that was used for the chili oil? Just add that to the mashed potato. Let's just see if all of this work is
Felix, have you ever had Australian Wagyu?
No, never.
Say it.
This is the best steak I've ever had. It's like if you take a regular steak, added a lot more fat, and you made it taste better. I love the crunch that you get from this caramelized sugar. And the other thing too is that the sweetness that it brings to the steak perfectly balances all that fattiness. That's awesome. The combination of the caramelized sugar, the slight spiciness from the chili oil, it's perfect.
Unfortunately, it is a tremendous amount of work, but this thing is good, everybody. What can I say?
Not only do you have the wonderful beefy, fatty flavor of the Wagyu, but you have that sous tenderness too. It's incredible.
Leo.
9.
Wow. You. Wow! I'm gonna give it a 9 too. That's pretty good.
I also just love the crust of the steak. That chili oil made it nice and crispy and crackly. That is awesome.
But before moving forward, I want to thank Freebird for sponsoring this video. You guys know me, I tried every way to cook a steak. And I also tried just about every way to shape this head. Razors, clippers, barbers, all of it. One is painful, one is messy, and one is expensive. I was convinced there was no perfect way to shave, until I found Freebird's electric head and body shaver. It solved the exact problem bald guys like me has to deal with. Shaving down to the skin fast without getting hair everywhere. Watch this. It's waterproof and all the hair gets stuck inside of the blades. So nothing falls anywhere. And look, no nicks, no irritation, and done in seconds. If you're watching this and you're not bald, Freebird works for you too. In fact, the special offer includes a welcome kit with 4 free add-on products to equip you for full body grooming. So you can shave your head, face, chest, shoulders, and more. They even have a women's product my wife is obsessed with. Over 1 million men and women trust Freebird for head-to-toe grooming. Head to myfreebird.com/Guga to get 60% off, free shipping, and their free full body welcome kit. Thanks Freebird for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get right back to it.
Next up, a method that was developed in Korea. Let me show you. Get yourself some short rib. You want this thing to cook quickly, so I split the whole thing in half. Now get some chopsticks and start cutting them this way. In the end, check it out. This is what you're left with. And it did double the surface area of the short rib. Now make a quick marinade, starting with some soy sauce, coriander, some sesame seed oil, honey, and gochujang paste. Now mix that all together and combine these ingredients, and the marinade is done. Now get yourself a bowl of ice. Shave ice is done. And here's how this technique works. I first saw it on my Big Fan Mix video. I did a full reaction video on my Guga channel, which is my lifestyle channel where I travel all over the world and sometimes do crazier things than this channel. Highly recommend you check it out if you haven't, because this is how this technique works. You want to first start the sear, but then you immediately cool it down. As you do so, you're also basting it with the sauce, creating additional flavor and making it great. And then you go right back into the fire, and you repeat the process once again. You do it so as many times as necessary until you get a beautiful crust. And the idea behind it is that you're not going to overcook the beef, making it better. I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit skeptical, as the longer I do this, the more waste of time it seems to be. But who am I to judge? I will say it looks fancy, especially when you make a lettuce wrap out of it, just the way they do it in Korea. I have a feeling this one is going to taste good, but the question is, does going back and forth on the ice and fire actually does something, or this is just a complete nonsense? Let's find out.
Okay. I really like the flavor of the steak, but I do not like the texture.
Is it too tender for you?
It's not that it's too tender, it's just like this way of cutting it, it makes a small bite feel so much larger. Like I have to put more work to it. Honestly, a lot better. But the one thing that did throwing me off is the technique you use to cool it down when you're cooking it.
Texturally, I feel like this one is more tender, and it is also more flavorful because there is more surface area. But overall, what's your rating?
6 out of 10.
Yours?
8 out of 10.
I'm actually going to give it a 7. Overall, not the greatest thing.
This steak cooking method is called cryo steak, but there's a good explanation of why it has that name. Here's how it works. Grab yourself a nice steak. This one is choice grade, 1.5 inches thick and perfect. Season the whole thing however you like. I like mine with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. You want to let the salt penetrate and dry out. For that, you leave it overnight in your refrigerator. The very next day, when you take it out, notice one thing. All of the salt is gone. That's because it's deeply in there. Now you want to slow cook it some way somehow. You can use a sous vide machine or put it in a smoker for a smoky flavor. Just make sure that the temperature is not too hot. Mine was 175 degrees Fahrenheit. As that was going, I had to run a different experiment. So I thought, what if I just grab myself some Bobtron, which can take extreme heat, throw it in a beaker, and get the coldest thing possible, which would be ice. It's literally below 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, this thing's cold. So I went ahead and broke it in half, and that was not easy to do. Then I threw in dry ice right inside the vodka, and I thought that it was going to get the vodka super cold, which is what I wanted, instead of using liquid nitrogen. However, to test this out, I got a little piece of steak, put it in there together with the liquid nitrogen, and I thought that it was going to freeze it. When I checked it out, it didn't work. But then I had a crazier idea.
Do not try this one at home. Here's my setup right now. I got the oil at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. I got the dry ice. The steak is fully cooked. Now it's gonna be quick. You don't want it too long. Only about a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm very happy with that cryo frying experiment. I'm gonna set it down. Look at that beautiful even crust. Hey. Now the question is, all this work, was it even worth it?
Check out the crust. It's unlike any other. As soon as I sliced it, it's also unlike anything all-star style. I added a sauce on the bottom with a few garnish on top to make it as fancy as possible, so I can charge you an arm and a leg.
Give me your honest opinion. Cheers.
Cheers.
Completely different texture.
I feel like this one's almost softer.
Much softer.
Yeah, it's a little bit softer and not as crunchy. And it has a little bit of a weird, I don't know what that taste is, but it has a little bit of an off taste.
It has a weird flavor.
A little bit.
1 out of 10, you.
I'm giving it a 7.
Heaven. How about you?
I don't hate it, so I'll give it a 6.
A 6. Wow, fantastic. We started with a bang because I'm giving it a 1. Do that one. Much safer, everybody. This is some bold. Don't try this at home. Complete waste of time. That was a tremendous amount of work, and I don't know if it was worth it. But I understand, and I have a lot more respect after trying these techniques for Michelin star restaurants. For me, is it worth it? Absolutely. And yes, they are good, but how good are they? I would much rather cook a bunch of steaks for my friends and enjoy it at home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one because I am tired and no more dry ice in my house. Never again.
Dear Lord, this is Bluetooth Man speaking and
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Excellent. Let's move on to the next map.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I hope you're not forgetting that little errand.
Suck me, beautiful.
What did you just say?
Bloodlines 2 is a failure. I know, all of you are shocked. But you know who isn't? Paradox. Before this game even came out, they were talking about how Bloodlines is a dead end, even if, God willing, it succeeds. After 10 years and hundreds of millions of dollars, it all boils down to Jesus, take the wheel. And before you start feeling bad for them, they wanted to charge you $22 for the boy kisser ability. Paradox? You can sell autism to the Crusader Kings fans. They'd buy an incest season pass for $100, but you're not gonna do it to the vampire fans. Not on my watch. Now let's get into the game. First impressions are everything. And when the first thing you make me do when I boot up your game is make me install another launcher to boot up the game, I'll be honest, that pisses me off. Fortunately, their devs suck, and you can get around it by running the EXE directly. I mean, you won't get any Chivos, but let's be honest. Do you really want anyone knowing that you played this game? Bloodlines 2 plays like an ad for antidepressants. They've gotta stop letting these Tylenol babies make games. The shit's getting out of control. The first Bloodlines had soul, it had depth, it had D-cups. This is Tumblr fanfic. It's nothing like Bloodlines 1. In fact, it's not really even an RPG. The only reason they even called it Bloodlines 2 is because, quote, it's what we were asked to do. You see that? They were just following orders. That reminds me of another group that was just following orders. That's right, Volition with Saints Row. Now, were you just following orders when they removed the gravity-defying sweater puppies? Were they just following orders when they removed the Shakespearean-level dialogue?
No more Yankee, my wanky.
Tell me, were you just following orders when you removed the playable Tylenol baby clan?
Damn, boy, don't be sneaking up on a brother with your crackhead skin disease test tube baby looking ass.
Were they just following orders when they wanted you to bang grandma? What's the point in digging up a franchise just to rebury it and piss on its grave? Haven't these goth twinks suffered enough? To kick us off, the worst part about Bloodlines 2 is that originally they were planning on making a good game, but then Paradox realized making something that was faithful to the original would take too long, so they shit-canned the first version of the game, and in a lightning-fast 10 years made a melee-only action game with no melee weapons. Following that, let's make some comparisons. Bloodlines 2 is just like the original game, except it's missing everything. There's no guns, no melee weapons, no branching story besides the ending, no stats, no character
Damn it, Wade!
And you can't suck off the rats anymore. And there's no difference in blood quality anymore. In the original game, you find yourself a high tax bracket queen that could give you a whole lot of blood, drizzle drizzle. You go sucking off a homeless guy with high cholesterol, you're just not gonna get as much blood out of him. That makes sense, right? Now, it doesn't fucking matter. In fact, nothing matters because this is a role-playing game without rules. Your choices don't matter, your actions don't matter, your dialogue doesn't matter, and who you are doesn't matter. I could bend your ear off all day about every choice that doesn't matter, but it's easier if I just talk about the one choice that does matter. Are you going to rage bait Karens into getting Sparky kicked by the police? It's very easy. Insult them, then walk up to an officer and they'll shoot on sight. Seattle PD doesn't mess around. They see you littering, they'll treat you to some 9mm mouthwash without missing a beat. Don't look at me like that. Alright, fine, you can do it to the hobos too if you want, you sick son of a bitch. For your decisions to matter, you would have to care. And this game was set in 2024. No one gives a fuck anymore. Cops don't even care when you suck them off in the middle of the street. And you know why? Because this is an average weekend in Seattle. You think you're the first one to do that to him this month? This week? This hour? He's more offended that you didn't smack him on the ass on the way out. And yeah, that's actually where this game is set. And I think Seattle was a great choice for a setting. If I had just one complaint, I've been to Seattle, I've walked around Seattle, I've eaten their local cuisine, and I gotta say, they forgot all the best parts about this city. Where are the bench coffees? Where are the lemonade stands, the armed guards? Where are the bananas behind plexiglass? You keep giving me side missions where I jump some dude in an alley. Give me quest lines where I loot Walgreens and freebase crack outside of a cheesecake factory. Alright, now let's cleanse the palate with a little Steam review. I give it a 3 out of 10. Thumbs up. Stealth is optional. I wasn't talking to you. That's what the devs must have been told, considering they forgot. Even if you sneak through an area perfectly, the game still demands that you come back to kill everybody in order to move on. And the problem is, the combat is ass. Finally, something that's faithful to the original game. It's floaty, it's impactless, and it was funny because on the first clan I chose, my pushing animation was the first game. So I go peace, love, harm. I'm like, Naruto, you must suck me. What the hell is with this whole fisheye thing? Between all the fisheye and the smooching and the sucking, this looks like a found footage version of Brokeback Mountain. The crutch of the combat is the ability. Abilities operate on a skill bar system that can recharge by sucking people off. Want to burst them like a grape? Want to punch the hell out of them? Want to kiss them? Want to dive tackle them? Start sucking, buddy. But why the hell am I explaining this game's shitty combat system? All that silly use activities got me actually talking about the game in this review. Enough of that. You don't care. I'm trying to forget this. Lure police anyway. Let's fill everyone in. I'm not ashamed to admit that I actually found this pretty fun. And that was my mistake, because the game senses when you have fun and puts an end to that shit immediately by throwing an hour-long detective flashback at you. And in these mandatory flashbacks, all you can do is walk and talk. And if the last thing you want to do in this game is listen to anyone talk. Fair enough. I gotta pick me up, you son of a bitch! As long as it counts on the horn, though, not Chinese room. Why are we afraid of robbing a 90-year-old woman? We're 800 years old, you sick fuck! As for the facial animation, it looks good, but the eyes, they all have a thousand suck stare. They've sucked so many, the emotion is gone. It's like they served Iwo Jima the shout side from the years of taking all those loads of blood. And I have the same look after doing these side quests. No matter how hard they suck, they'll never suck as hard as these side quests. They are trash. We went from hunting serial killers to door dashing Plan B and Doritos Loco Tacos. Next, I can positively say that the main story is something they wrote and recorded and put into the game. Now, I'm not saying this dialogue is so bad that I won't even talk about it, but I will say that I'm going to avoid talking about it by smashing my nuts by free jump scaring you and ending the video. Thanks to the flock of pimps and pimpers, and another huge thanks to everyone using code fail money to buy glow-in-the-dark beers. Much more shit posting fun.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Sentry, right! Erecting a dispenser.
20 seconds.
Go!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dispenser going up. I'm moving this. Go on, get.
Mission ends in 0 seconds. Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Move him out! Sentry,
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
erecting a dispenser.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, Bugs.
Indestructible was a keyword originally introduced in 2004's Dark Steel, and it's one of the strongest abilities in the game. A permanent that's indestructible can't be destroyed by damage or effects that say destroy. That means an indestructible permanent can't be dealt with by any of the most common ways permanents are normally dealt with. That's really strong. And if you want to see some super impressive cards with indestructible, you should check out my top 10 on the topic. However, having indestructibility alone is not enough to make a card good, and that's what we'll see in this video, where I'll be giving my picks for the 10 worst indestructible cards ever printed. This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. Use the links in the description to visit their store. In order to make it on one of my worst lists, the following things have to be true. It has to be bad in 60 card constructed, 40 card limited, and commander. It also has to have always been bad. If a card is bad today but was good in its original context, it won't be included here. In short, a card has to be bad everywhere and for all of its history, or it can't be on the list. Alright, let's dive in with my picks for the 10 worst cards with Indestructible. At number 10, I've got Dark Steel Relic. It's a 0 mana artifact, and it's indestructible, and that's it. I did a top 10 worst list on 0 mana cards a couple weeks back, and many people in the comments thought this should have made it. And I can see their point. The floor on this card is awful, since it doesn't do anything at all. But the Relic also has the most upside of any card on this list. Being a 0 mana artifact itself matters since there are lots of artifact payoffs, and the sooner you can get an artifact in play early, the better. It can get especially interesting if you're interested in animating artifacts. Don't get me wrong, the Relic is bad, and people are playing it way too much in Commander, but this 0 mana artifact is better than everything else on the list, and everything on the 0 mana list too, since there are a decent number of situations where playing this doesn't feel completely terrible. At number 9, it's Necromancer's Familiar. Modern Horizons 2 is famous for being super powerful, but this card didn't get the memo. It's 3 generic and a black for a 3/1 flyer, a very rough starting point, and while the text box is all upside, there just isn't enough. If you have no cards in hand, it gets lifelink, and if you pay 1 black and discard a card, you can make the Familiar indestructible until end of turn and tap it. This type of temporary indestructibility is interesting because they introduced it to replace the regenerate mechanic. That's why the creature taps. Anyway, the Familiar can be a pesky attacker to some extent, but 1 toughness means that it dies to literally everything, and while having the ability to become indestructible helps soften that blow, the fact you have to give up a card and have mana available to give it that indestructibility is a pretty big ask on a creature you already paid for mana for. Then you end up going down a card either way, even if your Familiar survives, so you're not getting a huge advantage. Sure, eventually you'll be hellbent because you made it indestructible so many times, but you're probably losing the game if that's your plan. This has a bad stat line, a costly way to become indestructible, and an additional effect that is only available when you're out of cards. Yeah, no thanks. Number 8 is Rakish Scoundrel, the newest card on the list. It came out in Murders at Karlov Manor. For 2 generic, a black, and a green, it's a 3/3 with Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield for his turn face up, the creature gains indestructible until end of turn. It also has Disguise, which means you can pay 3 generic to play it face down as a 2/2 with Ward 2, and you can turn it face up for 4 generic and 2 black-green hybrid mana. So, yeah, the Scoundrel has a very dense text box, but that doesn't make it anything close to a good card. 4 mana 3/3 with Death Touch is not a good starting point. In formats like Limited, Death Touch can definitely be good, but you need it on a cheap creature in most situations, since the great thing about it is that a Death Touch creature can trade for anything. The more expensive your creature gets, the less that matters. And sure, it's into the battlefield, turn face up trigger can have its moments. For example, you can turn it face up after having it block something and give the Scoundrel indestructibility, but you have to have 6 mana to do that, and you have to really hope your opponent can't interact in any way, or you're going to get very blown out. If you play it face up, the end of the battlefield ability can maybe do something, but your creature generally needs to already be good for indestructibility to matter, and if you're behind, it's completely useless. No one plays a creature this inefficient in Commander or 60-card formats, and it wasn't good in Limited either. Since this is from a newer set, we have 17 lands data, which shows us that across several 100,000 drafts in Magic Arena, this has a win rate of 50.7%. Given that the average 17 lands user has a 55% win rate in that format, that makes this pretty much an unplayable card. At number 7, it's Accursed Horde. For 3 generic and a black, it's a 3/3, with 1 generic and a black to give an attacking zombie indestructible until end of turn. This card has some real similarities to the Scoundrel. Both are underwhelming 4 mana 3/3s, and both can grant indestructibility to themselves or other creatures. While the Horde can offer indestructibility more efficiently, you can do it more than once, the restrictions placed on it are a really big deal. Only being able to give attacking zombies indestructibility really makes it difficult for this card to do anything meaningful in Omnic Limited, and you also couldn't afford to sink mana into that effect all that often in the first place. Zombies are one of the most popular themes in Commander, and Accursed Horde still only sees play in around 700 decks. The number should probably be even lower. At number 6, it's Seraph of the Suns. For 5 generic and 2 white, it's a 4/4 flyer with indestructible. I've mentioned a few times that you can't just slap indestructible on something and automatically have it be good. It generally needs to be a nice creature already, or at least be kind of efficient. The Seraph doesn't even get close. If you're dropping 7 mana on a 4/4 flyer, even an indestructible one, it's going to be in a world of hurt, since your opponent is going to be able to do something far more powerful with that kind of mana. And it's not like indestructible creatures are completely immune to removal anyway. The way the Seraph is costed, you'd think that was the case. But remember, an indestructible creature can die to effects at lower toughness, can be exiled, can be shuffled into your opponent's deck, can be sacrificed, and can be enchanted. So your opponent has a pretty good chance at removing this 7 mana card for a couple of mana, and a creature like this isn't worth the risk in any format. At number 5, it's Darksteel Gargoyle. For 7 mana, it's a 3/3 artifact creature with flying and indestructible. It's not like Seraph of the Sun. It's easier to cast, but even smaller than the Seraph, so I decided to put it even higher on the list. All the things that apply to the Seraph apply here too, although the fact it's also an artifact means it will be even easier to remove. At number 4, it's Grappling Sundew. For 1 generic and a green, it's a 0/4 with Defender and Reach, and you can pay 4 generic and a green to make it indestructible until end of turn. It's pretty hard for a defender that is incapable of doing anything other than blocking to be good, and that's what we have here. Sure, it can even block flyers, but it's never going to kill anything, and your opponent won't ever have a problem attacking into it since there's no real risk. Even when it becomes indestructible for way too much mana, all it needs is that you effectively block one creature. Spending that much mana on that effect is awful. At number 3, it's Drudge Sentinel. Meant to be a Drudge Skeletons for a new generation, Drudge Sentinel is way worse. For 2 generic and a black, it's a 2/1, and you can pay 3 generic and tap it to give it indestructible until end of turn. 3 mana 2/1 is a horrible rate, and the 1 toughness means you better have those 3 generic mana available all the time, because it's probably going to die to a token blocking it, or simply go into combat with something way bigger. 3 mana is just way too much for indestructibility. Drudge Skeleton can regenerate for 1 black after all. It will quickly enter Grappling Sundew territory too, where all it can do is block and blanket attack, and that's not worth 3 mana a turn. This is another recent card that we have 17 lands data for, and the data is not kind to the Sentinel. It has a 48.2% win rate in a format where the average 17 land user had a 55.1%. At number 2, it's Darksteel Brute. For 2 generic mana, it's an indestructible artifact, and you can pay 3 generic mana to have it become a 2/2 until end of turn. This is interesting to compare to the much more heavily played Darksteel Relic. While it has more upside in a vacuum, since it's also an indestructible artifact, but it can become a creature all on its own, it's still a worse card. It's because it's a really small creature and one that costs way too much mana to keep going. Brute is mostly just a 2-mana version of the Relic, and that's way worse in terms of setting up artifact synergy. And at number 1, it's Consecrate Land. As an alpha card, Consecrate Land didn't originally have the word indestructible in the text box, since the keyword didn't get introduced until 11 years later. However, it always had an effect very similar to indestructibility, so the keyword is there in its Oracle text. For 1 white mana, it's an enchantment aura with Enchant Land, and the enchanted land is indestructible and can't be enchanted by other auras. Yeah, spending a mana and a card on making a single land indestructible and not getting anything else out of it is never worth doing, even against an opponent packing lots of land destruction. After all, you're going to have other lands that they can destroy, and those are going to cause you lots of problems too. Consecrate Land is the kind of card that will make you feel like you took a mulligan anytime you find it in your opening hand, because it isn't even useful against the one opponent it was designed to be used against. So, those are my picks for the 10 worst indestructible cards in Magic. If you want to own any of these cards, because maybe you want to prove me wrong, check out the description, where you can find a direct Card Kingdom link for each card that appeared in this video. If you want to make sure you catch future videos, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you want to catch up on past videos, including many more that look at the great cards in the game, you should see a playlist on your screen shortly. Thanks for watching.
gonna take a quick break. Well, not a quick break. It's gonna be a while. Gotta follow her on Kick. Let's collab on Discord. I seen that name. Sheesh. Chat, the toilet didn't make it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat.
Control point enabled. Alert. Our last control point is being captured. Alert. The final control point is being contested.
Yeah, no worries.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, there goes my YouTube stream. Hi Bashi, hi Raiders.
Control point enabled. Alert. The final control point is being contested.
Backing up.
Alert.
Fuck.
Control point is being captured.
Why does nobody tell me this shit? All right. Yeah, I think it froze.
4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He just fucking knew.
Control point enabled. You killed them all.
Chad, do you guys see that black streak going across the corner?
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck! So it seems to be when so it seems to happen when on this map as zombie engineer.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but it's only a zombie engineer, not anything else. Woo!
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Giddy up!
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck!
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You failed.
Bobtron and Cash Money are the survivors.
Yes, you killed all of them. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I didn't need your help, y'all know.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You gotta be fucking kidding me! Yes, I'm an asshole. How did you tell?
Mission begins in 30 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission ends in 30 seconds. Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Oh, this is gonna drive me insane.
Ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. You failed. Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We almost had. I'm so sorry.
In 10 seconds. Seconds. 5, 4. You failed. Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 Mission ends in 60 seconds. Mission ends in 30 seconds. Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins.
Has arrived!
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You failed. Mission begins in 30 seconds. You failed.
I think I might be done for the night. Done together.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Going up.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sentry, go up!
You've killed them all!
Erect.
Blue is
Sometimes you just need a little less gun.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Good night, Bugs.
Mission ends in 60 seconds. Mission ends in 60 seconds.
A gargoyle is somewhere on the map.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. Doot doot doot. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks everybody for stopping in and hanging out. Cash Money and Bobtron, thank you so much for joining me and making this a much less painful experience. Tomorrow, I'm going to try Dark and Darker. I'm gonna have to work on the